Year 12. Sorry, I'm not there. Not my fault. Doctor told me I'm not allowed to come to school for a week. So, we were finishing off last lesson about the queens of ancient Egypt. And the queens we're concentrating on are Tetisheri, Amenhotep, and Amos Nefertari. So, we looked at there are particular roles that you need to think about with the queens. So the first role is the idea of the new title, which we know particularly was first given to Amos Nefertari, but may have been given to Ahotep, which is the god's wife of Amun. So what is interesting is this will tie in with your assessment task as well, because what happens is that the cult of Amun rises throughout this period because Amun is the special god of the Thebeside kings. And then, in order to create a stronger link between the cult and the royal family, Amos, we know, appoints his wife as the god's wife of Amun, with the intention that she will conduct a series of cultic activities in order to show her allegiance to the god. But with this new title of God's wife of Amun comes a second title, which is the second priest of Amun. Now, this is a really prestigious position, and usually it was an inherited position. So the father who held that position on his death would hand it down to whoever he wished, perhaps his son. For some reason, Amos decided to take that role away and join it to the great wife of his great wife, who's Amos Nefertari, and with it comes not just religious power and by implication political power, but comes economic power, because attached to this position of second priest of Amun is land, estates, cows, all the things that are part of the temple society of ancient Egypt. So, with these three queens, who all seem to be intimately related to Amos, we have very powerful women. Tetisheri appears to have acted as regent, as does Ahotep, and then after Amos's death, his wife Amos Nefertari acts as regent for her son Amenhotep I. So we have a continuous sequence of women who fill in as regents for their son, are honoured by certainly Amos, who honours his grandmother, his mother, and his wife. And as many people have said, surely this sets the stage for Hatshepsut later on when she comes along, because she is given the role of God's wife of Amun after the death of Amos Nefertari. And so there is a sense that she has the clout through her connection to the cult of Amun in order to press her claims to the throne. These aren't just women who seem to sit at home and knit. We've got a specific evidence of Ahotep that she may have been involved in putting down a rebellion, that perhaps she has almost a semi-military role. I'm going to put up on the site, the ancient history site, a series of sources for the queens that I want you to have a look at, and you can look at the particular stele which talks about Ahotep. Now, interestingly enough, this idea of military kind of stature is reinforced in her grave, because we have three specific items that are very unusual for a female's grave. One, we have a ceremonial dagger, which is engraved with the name of Kamos, who was most probably her son. Then we have a very impressive ceremonial dagger, which is also part of our evidence for trade, because there's Egyptian iconography on one side and there's Hyksos iconography on the other side. It's Amos's ceremonial dagger, and yet he has it buried with his mother. And thirdly, we have three golden flies, and they are known as the flies of valour. They are a reward that you get for military valour. So this is really interesting. So maybe she didn't lead the troops, but maybe she was certainly directing the troops, sending them off as part of the subduing of a rebellion that went on while we think Amos was out in Nubia. So we've got Tedashiri, who starts the dynasty and is rewarded by her grandson with a pyramid and a house or a mortuary temple that he erects in her name. Then we have his mother, Ahotep, who has a stela erected in her name and with all these grave goods. And then we have Amos Nefertari, who's mentioned across a range of sources. So that's what you've got on the queens. I want you to finish the exercises that I gave you the other day. I'm putting up on the website a series of sources, and I'm going to put up a question that I want you to write on, okay? Occasionally we have the queens on the HSC exam. It's a bit hard because there's a limited amount of information, but trust me, I've spent about 5 days finding everything I can find out about the Queen. Anything that we need is there. So, good luck. I probably will be back next week, next Wednesday. So, have fun. Enjoy Miss Turner. She's a delight. She was one of my ex-students, so you should have a good time with her. Okay, good luck. Can you please send me your practice essays, like you're all supposed to send me your practice paragraphs on the political impact of the Hyksos, which I'm still waiting for, okay? See you soon. Take care. Bye.